Hey, good morning everyone. Eric Martin's here again. So it's let's see, it's about 10, almost 11 a.m. on Sunday. It's chemo day 3. So basically kind of getting to the back end of round 1 here. So finished with all the chemo drugs on day 1 and day 2. And so day 3 is kind of a maintenance supportive care day. So come in and get kind of pumped up with some more steroids and some of the nausea meds. Had a huge problem with heartburn and hiccups. Big one yesterday, which was giving me a hard time. So they're giving me some anti heartburn and anti-hiccup medications as well, and then just trying to keep me loaded up with the anti-nausea meds, which have been working pretty good so far, so that I'm still able to eat. Had a really good appetite on day 1. Day 2, I still had somewhat of an appetite, but the heartburn and the hiccups made it difficult, and the hiccups were stuck with me until late last night. So that was kind of hard to try to get to bed and whatnot. Finally went away around 10:30 or so last night and was able to get some sleep. Of course, I'm sleeping with hooked up to the saline and the Mesna all night, so you're up about every hour going to the bathroom, which gets a little tiring. So again, more of that today. So getting all those drugs pumped into me, along with more hydration, and I'm still on the Mesna for the bladder protection. And then they will do, I have to get a shot here this afternoon as well, which is to help with my blood counts and help try to keep those up. And the side effect of that could be bone pain and bone marrow pain, because my bone marrow, being that this is just round 1, is still pretty healthy from a cell perspective. And the shot is really trying to do is help me recover quickly when my counts bottom out around day 10 or so. So anyways, just learning a lot. They're treating me good here, good docs and good nurses and whatnot. And so so we'll be here all day again today, and then I'll go home with the bag again tonight and sleep with that again all hooked up. And then we'll be back in here again tomorrow morning. And tomorrow is pretty much just an hydration day to get me all hydrated up. And then hopefully, if I'm feeling good, that we'll be able to head out tomorrow afternoon and head back to Connecticut. The only other thing we need to do is we've got to make a plan before we go of what hospital I'm going to go to if I spike a fever. It's pretty common after round 1 of chemo to spike a fever, and that can be a very dangerous situation where you need to be put on pretty strong antibiotics through your port within about an hour. And so we're about 3 hours from the hospital here to our house in Connecticut, so the doctors are working to come up with a plan for me of where we could go for immediate care if that happens back home, and that would allow us to be home for Thanksgiving versus me having to hang out, Cassandra and I having to hang out down here when I go through about the 8 to 10 day phase where all my levels bottom out to 0. So we're going to try that for round 1, and hopefully we have a good plan in place and that works. And if it doesn't, or if we run into issues, then we'll have to come up with a new game plan for round 2, and that may involve me being potentially admitted down here as I go through the netter phase, which is the phase that's, like I said, about 7 to 10 days post the first day of chemo, and that's when all your platelet counts and blood counts, white cell counts drop basically to 0. So that's kind of the dangerous phase between each round. So anyways, doing okay so far. Feeling pretty tired, but other than that, not having too many bad side effects right now, other than the hiccups and the heartburn. But they're doing a good job keeping the nausea down, so I'm able to eat a little bit here and there. All right, take care, and thanks for checking in on me. Bye.